Hi Positive Readers, it's Positive Writer today with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a book chat, which is something I have not done in literally months because I haven't been reading that many books that really deserved one or just didn't feel like making one. But today, we're going to be doing a book chat for Queen of Ruin by Tracy Banghart. This book came out, I don't think it's out yet. I forgot when July 2019. So either it is out or it's going to be out this month. And I just read it. I got the ARC at BookCon and I've been like anticipating it since I read the first one last year. And I'm so glad to say that I have read it now and that it was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing into this duality. I had a great time. So today we're just going to be talking about it and whether it's Glass Sword 2.0 like I thought it was going to be. Stuff that I like about it. You know how book chats go. So without further ado, we're going to talk about this, and I'll, this is obviously going to contain spoilers. So, if you have not read it yet, which, unless you have the ARC or something, I don't know how you would have, but it will depend on when this goes up and whether this is out yet. I'm not going to check, but stay if you don't care about spoilers or have read it, and don't stay if you actually want to read the book because it's so good you should experience it for yourself. My first note is that Asa was keeping up the illusion that his brother was the one that killed his father, which is a Maven thing. Maven did the same thing in Glass Sword after Red Queen when he framed his brother for the crime of killing his dad. That's what he did, and I was like, Glass Sword, is that you? Next one is, Asa also told them to throw his brother into the sea if he stopped breathing because he stabbed him before he left the palace in the last book, and he was like, if he dies, if he stops breathing, throw him over. And they were like, okay, and everybody was scared, not everybody. What's her name? Nomi was afraid because it was her fault. They were that mess in the first place because she trusted him in the last book. We know. I'm sobbing. My notes are so overdramatic. But basically, it left off where the other book started. Left off. And basically, it started off from them going on to the boat. Nomi was going to the island of Mount Ruin where her sister Serena had been imprisoned for a while, and Serena and them had just taken over all the island and stuff and were gathering their women and stuff. So if you didn't know, I'm sobbing. This isn't the best book for me to read right now. I haven't drowned in Red Queen depression all year except for the day Broken Throne came out. And to just be thrust back into the sort of world that reminds me of it is so much, it's too much. It was taking me back and giving me PTSD. It was really not okay. I would just randomly have a thought about Red Queen that really hurt me or whatever, and I was just I'm spasming. It wasn't really good. I don't know. The beginning of the book really was giving me vibes. I didn't appreciate it. They were talking about what happened on the island and how it was for any woman who threatened the way Viridia was, and not just for murderers. So basically they were explaining how this island, Mount Ruin, that is a prison for women, is not just for people who are actually bad, it's also for just women who question the system. And Nomi asked Annika what she was there for, and she said, well, I was one of the murderers. So that was funny to me because it was they were talking about how it was just for any woman who dared to question the hierarchy, and then she actually turned out to be one of the ones who did murder somebody. The whole storyline about the brother betrayer and being in love with the other one the moment his brother proves it to be bad. So this was what I want to talk about as far as this, because basically this comes up with a lot of books, even if it's not brothers, but of course Red Queen in this, it came up because the storyline where there's two brothers, girl comes and trusts one brother over the other one, and then turns out the other one is the bad one for real, and then if she had feelings for either one, it's probably the one she trusted, and maybe for the one that she didn't trust for a minute. But then now that the other one is bad, that she actually trusted with everything, now she automatically has feelings for the other one, and he just wins by default. And I hate it because it's pretty garbage. People love Marical. I'm not shitting on people who love Marical. Love what you want. I'm not hating, but I'm hating on the shit myself because I don't like it and I think it's stupid and completely generic and basic and just. He won by default. In the last book, he was acting I won or whatever, but she made it clear that he was who would you have picked if all this hadn't happened? And she was because he literally just won because Maven ended up being evil. So keep that in mind. I just don't like the storyline because it's kind of just stupid. It defeats the entire purpose of a love triangle because depending on, doesn't matter who we choose that we want her to be with, or even who she chooses, because she just immediately latches onto this other character because the other one is just trash. You know, she can't help but latch on to the other one. It's just dumb to me, sorry. I said I love the villain in this book because he doesn't show up until later on, but just how they talked about him was just everything about villains that I love. In the first book, they really played off of Red Queen and the whole brother betrayer thing, but in this book, he's very ruthless, and in my opinion, a lot more than Maven. Granted, it's a different story, but I still think this villain is going to be great because, mind you, we'd only seen him fake acting good in the first book, and this book we had not seen him be a villain yet because he didn't pop up yet. So we just got hearsay, but I had a feeling that he was just gonna be ruthless and great because that's how they talked about him. And Maven, while pretty bad, was not that bad, and I feel like the fact that this whole backstory and stuff that you learn as you read the series, it's just kind of, you know, tragic, and it kind of really takes away from like the stuff that he did. It doesn't, to me, it's not as bad, but whatever. My whole point is this villain is going to be good. The next quote I have, not quote, the next note I have on here is, I just love a cut and dry, no nonsense villain that's simply ruthless and doesn't care. Because after, if you haven't read Red Queen, spoiler, after Maven, I just have been looking for a villain that won't break my heart. Because literally, Maven was supposed to be this villain. Like in Glass Sword, I remember him being the best villain possible. He was ruthless. He didn't care. He cared about Mare, but like it was twisted and it was everything that I wanted it to be and more. It was amazing. I really enjoyed him in Glass Sword the first time I read it. After hating Red Queen, but then the rest of the series, it just turned him into this tragic character that literally breaks my heart to think about. And that is not what I want. Stop giving me villains that literally hurt my soul. Give me a villain that I hate so much I want him to die. Like, please, please. I'm tired. I was just tired of the villain that were just making me cry every time I thought about them. So I'm happy that this character, I really had hope for them. Granted, this could have been Glass Sword 2.0, and he could have been great in this book, and not as great in the next book, but then I figured out this was the last book of this duology, so that threw everything out of the window. My heart literally, like I must have been tripping about this. I started having a mental breakdown on page 161 because I thought the story Malachi was telling Nomi about how Aza was going to end him in him. Oh, okay. I ramble in these. It's horrible. No sentence structure at all. But basically, what I was saying was there was one part in the book where Malachi was telling Nomi the story about how he used to have this toy horse or something when he was a kid, and Aza wanted to play with it, and he was like, no. And then they were fighting over it, and it ended up breaking. And so Aza spent months, well actually, before the end of the story, I had to stop the book. I was like panting, I was like having a mental breakdown because I thought that the story he was telling was going to end in him saying that Aza had a heart once or whatever and was worth saving. I was just gonna start crying and not be okay. But it ended up ending in the fact that Aza did spend months creating another horse that was really ugly and stuff, but the time and stuff he took into it could have been really nice, but he did it all for his father's approval. So it was like, he's still horrible, we gotta kill him. Thank the Lord, I had a heart drop right quick. I swear, the longest sigh of relief of my life. The flashback to Red Queen I started to have hurt way more than it should. The things I said I hate seeing in books. So I did do a video a while ago. I don't know if you saw it, but if you haven't seen it, it's really funny. You should go watch it. Basically, it was about things that I hate seeing in YA books, especially because those are the only books that I see that stuff in mostly. But and there was like a whole long list of like quotes and stuff that I don't like to see. And this book had like 3 of them, maybe 4, and I was like, it was 5 out of 5 stars, but still, that stuff really irked me. So this was the first one, and it said that he smelled like sea spray and sweat and peppery spice, which was one of the things I said I don't like it when authors like make their love interest usually smell like some crazy stuff that obviously no human being would smell like unless they rubbed it on their bodies. I don't understand. Like sea salt, I understand that one. They were on sea in the scene that she was saying this, but sweat, okay. But that doesn't smell good. Why are you saying that? Like, I don't. And peppery spice. From where? I don't know. It was really weird. I just don't like it. Next thing was, he was so warm, so solid. I gagged. Haha, literally disgusting. They were laying in bed one time they were at this inn, and she was like, you can come sleep in the bed with me because it's not that big of a deal, and you're hurt anyway, you deserve a place to sleep just like I do, whatever. So they were laying down, and she woke up, and then all of a sudden they were like tangled up in each other, and he was asleep and she was up, and she was just noticing how hard he was. Well, you know what I mean. Laugh with me because that was funny. But yes, she was just like feeling his muscles and shit, and I was just like, disgusting. Then my sister pulled up the video of me talking about the stuff that I hate in YA books. And while I was talking about how much I hated when love interests growl, this line came up in the book. It's still dark. Come back to bed, Malachi murmured, the soft, sleepy growl of his voice caressing her. I literally wanted to die. Like, I was listening to the video while I was reading the scene. Like, at the part where I was like, ugh, I hate when love interests growl. He growled. I was like, are you serious? Like, this book just mocks me. Okay. Nomi just blushed 3 different times over the span of 2 pages. Might as well marry him already. Dang, we get it. You like him. Stop denying it. That was the same scene. This was all in the same like span of 2 pages. It was the beginning of a chapter, and they had just woke up or whatever, and she was like blushing over and over again because they were sleeping in the same bed, and then she was worried about her feelings. It was so annoying. Literally, just get with him already. I'm done with this. The small living room. This was a line I really liked from the book. I really thought the imagery of this line right here was so freaking good. We are in Serena's point of view now, and basically the story, if you actually are here for the actual plot of the book and not just my thoughts on certain scenes, basically Serena and Nomi meet up when she goes to the island, Mount Ruin, but then they split up again because she needs to go find their brother. Nomi needs to find their brother and try and kill Aza or something. Yes. And then while Serena and the other women get safely to this other place so that they can build forces and stuff, something like that. So basically they split up again, and Nomi is off doing whatever I just told you she was doing. She went off with Malachi to go get his army because he's the rightful heir. Serena was going with her women to go somewhere else. Now Nomi, as they're going to find this troop or whatever, they stop by her hometown to find her brother. And they go to her house, and this is the line that was used to describe the scenery in the house, and I'm just going to read it to you guys. It's amazing. Small living room was in shambles. Chairs broken, the table on its side, dishes shattered on the floor, and bodies. 2 bodies broken like the plates. I was like, the imagery, like, wow. I was really baffled. This book has a great writing, I'm not even gonna lie. She wanted to be the one to make him suffer. Basically, her parents died, and she realized it was Aza's fault, and she was like, she wanted to be the one to kill him. And I was like, let's get it. Next one was when Serena saw the superior ship coming, because they're still on the island. They took too freaking long to go and to get on the boat that finally did come. They waited a day, which is not that long, but it is, because they waited all this time for this boat, and they really thought that no reinforcements were going to come, and I was just so done with it. But anyway, they waited too long, and then while they were going to get on the boat, they saw the superior ships, which is Aza, the superior ships coming towards them, like 5 ships. Heavily armed men. They're not playing the games. You're finished. And it was just like so dumb. But I was so giddy. I was excited because I love me some conflict. Plus you're dumb for not going. It was just, I don't know. I was living for it. I was kind of excited. Sorry, not sorry. The scene when Aza came to visit the Graces. So they did get captured, of course, and they get taken back to where they were in the first book, the Palazzo, where Aza lives and stuff, and basically they all get put in this dungeon, and Aza comes to talk to the Graces that are all there, and plus freaking Val, I think his name was, the guard that she fell in love with, that Serena fell in love with. Basically, he came in the room, and the ruthlessness that he showed in this scene had me living. I swear I wanted those women to kill him so badly. This is how you do a villain. I don't want a freaking villain that I think is ruthless, but is only ruthless for some random reason from his past that's super depressing and makes me want to kill myself. No. I want a villain that literally makes me want to kill him and want the characters to kill him. And that's what she did in this. Tracy Banghart, you're a genius. I love you. Thank you so much. Another thing from the video that I was talking about earlier, the right breeches and thin shirt he wore beneath clung to his muscular frame. Another thing in the video that I was talking about, I hate it when like characters are described as their muscles showing through their clothes because it's freaking weird unless you're wearing the most form-fitting clothes ever. That's not gonna happen. But you know, whatever. People can whatever. I was just annoyed. And the book is pretty short. You can see how short it is. So I don't have that many notes, especially because I was reading a lot and it was pretty action-packed. So basically, from here to the end, he was going to kill Grace every single day because there were a whole bunch of them, and he wanted to make an example out of them. So he was going to kill Grace every single day. The first day, they kill Grace, and it's depressing and stuff. Nomi is there because she does fail in killing him. She almost does, but then somebody is in the room and she doesn't go in or something. And then she has to go and watch the execution with the rest of the Graces. And after this, it's like fair game. Like, they're like, okay, we have to kill him. We have to get out of here. It's like, it's done. We have to do it. So they found her. She did find her brother, which I did forgot to add. She found her brother. Nomi did find her and Serena's brother. And she did part from him and Malachi at the point to go kill Asa herself. And, so Renzo, their brother, does show up when they're all in captivity and when Nomi is trying to kill Asa. He shows up and frees all the Graces from their cell, which, yay. And then while this is happening, Nomi is sneaking through the passageways to kill Asa. And she gets in the room and he's not in the bed and she's like, what's going on? And then he's talking to a Grace on the, like, terrace or something, like the balcony. And he's being really aggressive and disgusting, and she stabs him. Stabbed on his eye, kills him, dumps him off the balcony, and he's dead. And I'm like, at first it was a little bit weird, the ending. I'll explain why in a second. Basically, this was the whole ending. The Graces got out, and there was this big, gigantic battle in front of the castle, and then everybody was concerned because another fleet was coming in. They were like, what's going on? But it was Malachi's fleet, finally. He found his fleet, and they were all there, so they could create a new world. So, my thoughts on the ending were, it felt rushed at first, but I think that was from the expectation that this will be a series. Mind you, when I read the first book, I was like, this is Red Queen. There are probably going to be 4 books so she can copyright Queen some more. But it turns out to be a duology, and that's clear because the main villain literally died. So, I was a little bit expecting more, which messed up the ending from me, which is dumb, but I get over it. It was satisfying though. It was very, very satisfying, and it was a solid last book to this duology, and I'm happy with the outcome. It was certainly not Glass Suit 2.0 at all, which was great, and it was much better than the first one. So all in all, this was definitely a better read than Grace and Fury was. Not a copy of any book I've ever read. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Lines were great. Characters were great. I just really liked it. Hope you liked it as much as I did. If you haven't read it yet, pick it up. It's great. Pick up the first book, Grace and Fury, if you haven't read it yet. It's good, and it's just worth it to get to this one. I love you all. I'll see you later with another video. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll have more book chats in the future because I miss doing them. Bye.